Let me see something here. I need to put that one on mute. We love. There we go. Hold on. El Boki, what up? What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Hold on, man. We a little early. What's going on, party people? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Talk to me real fast. El Boki in the building. Somebody was here super early. What Indigo Earth Angel? You in here? Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Let me go take this over to Facebook real fast. We got that on. Bam. All right. What's up? What's going on, man? What's happening? Where we at? Talk to me. Somebody put it in the chat. Let me know what's going on. I'm gonna get the party started in 4 minutes, man. I like to start on time so we can make this happen. But anybody got any questions before we get started? Man, do a little pre-show for a couple minutes. Anything? Y'all cats, make sure y'all subscribe to the other channel, Spiritual Politics. I think we uploaded something yesterday. About to do an upload today. It's gonna upload tonight. The video's done. Dealing with these hellhole cities. Touched on this political switch when black people become so dedicated to the Democratic Party. So I wanted to show that quick little history of the 1964 election, playing you some footage from Martin Luther King. Solar Mike, what's happening? What's going on? So it's gonna be a dope video, man. So check out Spiritual Politics over there on YouTube. All right, Spiritual Politics. Make sure that y'all go to all of your podcast platforms. You can go to Apple, hit your podcast app. You can hit Spotify, anywhere where podcast is, man. Look at those two podcasts you see scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So Cosmic Conversations with Noble Ampu, Spiritual Politics as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good, man. I give a disclaimer, man. My lip messing with me, so excuse my appearance. Crazy accident occurred. You want to talk about literally banging your face, like literally bang my face and whatnot. So excuse the top lip experience, or I'm sorry, the top lip presentation, man. So but what's happening though? What's going on? Let me come over here to YouTube, see what's going on, what's happening. Where we at? Thumbs up, man. I need the thumbs up. Let's do thumbs up. Let's get in the building. I'm about to give y'all some astro game. Like this is top shelf, man. Literally, this is top shelf. hilarious. I think it's funny. It's so spot on. It's funny. Um, I'll show you how real it is. I think what I'm gonna start doing is going through relationships, whether they're together or not, um, and highlight the things that has happened so we can see and really apply this science, man. There you go, Indigo Earth Angel. What's happening? You was like early, right? So y'all ready to get this party started? Man, y'all ain't ready. Y'all gotta get the likes up, man. Get the likes up so we can get started. I'm gonna start on time, and then I'm gonna break up out the studio and get ready for tomorrow, man. Yep. But I need the likes up though. I need them likes up. I need them likes up to match what I got going on. Talisha, what's going on? What's happening? What's happening? Indigo Earth Angels, like I'm in here early. Come on, man. Couple more likes. Let's go. Let's match it up. Let's match it up so we can go. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, yep. Let me see where we at. All right. Okay, let's see how this cookie gonna crumble. Where we going? All right. So I guess I'll go here. Right. So listen, man. One, thank you for coming. Two, you could be doing something else, but I definitely appreciate your time. The science that I'm gonna get into tonight again is what we would call astrology, which I define as um events that take place, are actions, but mainly in tonight's conversation, events that take place that correspond to planetary bodies. The energies that are assigned to those planets will mirror the event of the physical thing that we're talking about. And most importantly, you will see how when that planet comes back to where it was when a person was born, or come to the same space where another planet was at when a person was born, these events actually mirror the keywords of the planets that are in alignment. And so this is it's a phenomenal thing. It really is. Okay. We all heard of the story of Lisa Left-Eye Lopez, rest in peace. When she was in a relationship with Andre Rison, she burned down the house. Not on purpose. She meant to burn some clothes and some shoes, but as a result, the house burned down. The premise that I want you to see, as you will see, is if you know this science before you get in a relationship, you can determine the outcome. And as a bonus, I am going to show you my compatibility score that I gave them. I'm not going to show you how I derive it because it's technical. But that's what the Patreon is for. If you really want to get in the inner workings of it in a sense. But if you have a knowledge about how to successfully measure this reality, the charts, your energy in comparison to your business partner's energy, in comparison to, your love interests, your so-called boss or whatever it may be, you can be able to tell the dynamic of the relationship if you know what you're looking at. All right. Aboriginal intelligence is out in the islands. What's going on? Nebula Artista from Mexico. What's happening? What's going on? All right. So let me blow this up real fast because I want to show you something. Mars is a planet that deals with violence and fire. Just going to deal with those two tonight. Violence and fire. Okay. And I do want to share this picture here is because on the right, the worshipful master in a Masonic lodge, the man of the hour in the Masonic lodge, is this gentleman called the worshipful master. That thing around his neck, ladies and gentlemen, is called a square. Well, after you served your term as worshipful master, you now get blessed with a title called past master. And the past master emblem on the left, as you can see, will be a compass, a square that's up under the compass, a sun, and then you even have the measurement. I don't know what they call that there, but that measurement starts at 15 degrees and goes to 90 because it goes up in 15-degree intervals. So 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, which is very interesting because 90 degrees represents a square. Okay. So you're going to have to really know how to measure a square. Very important. How to measure a square. So the master, worshipful master, past master, you're really supposed to have some astronomical and astrological wisdom. You really are. Okay. Now, let's get into Left Eye, get into this video so we can hear some things. All right.
How did I burn it down?
If it flames on one of the sides of the house.
Let me tell y'all something. He had been staying out late. I decided, all right, I'm gonna flip the script.
Late as night.
I'm coming home late with some girls with a dress on. Like I just had the time of my life. It's the sun, me and the sun racing home right now. I got home, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Andre's car still not in the driveway. So my plan definitely didn't work. He drove up 5 minutes after we drove up. 5 minutes. And Andre's headlights was shining on me. And I was looking back at him like, yeah, motherfucker. And he was looking at me like, what the fuck do you have on? And he gets out the car, and as soon as he walked up to me, I don't know what he said, but he got slapped for it. He went in the house. I went in the house behind him. So it was just all building up, building up, building up. So now it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Everything that I just kept inside, all my frustrations, I was just enraged. I was about to snap. I was hurt. Next thing you know, he pulled me in the bedroom, and we were fighting. The whole time I'm screaming, and he grabbed me, throwing me back on the bed, pinning me down. And how could you? And ripping my clothes, and he's just going crazy. And then when I would get up on my feet and then I would start just beating on him and stuff, he would ball up and he would just let me take my frustrations out. And I was blasted, I was wasted. I was blacking in and out the whole time. And I woke up, and that's when I walked in the bathroom and looked in the damn mirror. And when I seen my face, I was like, I'm about to kill him. I had a big bruise right here that went from the outside of my lip, flipped the lip under to the inside.
Oh, hold on. I'm mad because it's dawning on me, right? Like, see, when you get entangled with certain energies, like I swear to you, you got to be careful because you can get entangled in stuff and then things will start to mirror what you studying and come into your life. And this is why I'm saying, excuse my appearance, man, because like I literally banged into the wall. You know what I'm saying? And bust my damn lip, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
I didn't even recognize myself. I was like, no.
And then you wake up surprised.
No, this is not happening. I'm gonna kill him. I was still enraged. I was still hurt. And that's when I went in the closet and I seen all of these new tennis shoes just stacked up. I was like, wait a minute. All right. one of these better be for me. I didn't see no damn size 4, so them sneakers went right in the bathtub. I was like, he's staying out late, he fucking other bitches, he ain't coming home, he ain't buying me no tennis shoes, he ain't even thinking about me, he's totally disrespecting me, bruised my face. I was just like a mad woman, like just throwing them in there, just like, you're gonna burn, you're gonna burn. Went under the cabinet, grabbed my lighter fluid that I used to barbecue it, and barbecued me some tennis shoes.
Officials say it started near the...
All right. She is crazy, man. All right. So she sees the tennis shoes the next day. And then within her fury of fighting, her mind goes to, well, shit, I didn't want to see if he got me something. I better see a size 4 in here. And she don't see a size 4 in there. So she is going to basically barbecue the tennis shoes by taking all of his shoes, right? And putting it in the tub. Okay. That's what she said. All right. All right. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to blow my screen up so you can see the slides. Okay. And I'm going to have a conversation with you. All right. So what are you looking at here? Let me get the banners off for a second. What are you looking at here? Andre Rison, since he's older, okay, he's a Pisces, okay? And Left-Eye is a Gemini. The first thing I want to point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, is Pisces to Gemini does not get along. In fact, I've noted this relationship I got over a decade of experience with this. This is perhaps one of the most difficult relationships to make work. I've never seen this combination work. I always say Pisces is 2 fish going in opposite directions. That's their zodiac sign. And the Gemini is known as the twins. So we're talking about 4 people inside of this relationship and not 2. Okay. So Pisces, the Gemini, as you can see, according to the square, but I'll tell you about that square. You got to learn this, right? The square represents agitation, potential conflict, serious conflict. Okay. Because you can't reconcile it, meaning you can't turn it into a different degree by meeting in the middle and all that other stuff. It's a problem. So for starters, their zodiac signs do not get along. That's just for starters. Again, Andre Rison is born 3/18/67. That puts him at Pisces. Left-Eye is born 5/27/71. That puts her at Gemini. This is a problem. Now, I also want to point your attention to this because this is going to come up. Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus in green. Leo is in green, but Leo doesn't pop up in this scenario. Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. These are going to come back. So pay attention to these, okay? All right. Now, this is Andre Rison's chart, and his sun is in Pisces at the bottom because he's born on 3/18. Okay. Mind you, on 3/21, 3/20 is about to be what? Aries. So notice his sun says 27 degrees. I want to kind of start educating you guys on what this stuff means. So he's at the end of the Pisces constellation. But he was born with the moon in Gemini. Hello? His moon is in Gemini. Now, I put a long double arrow pointing at the top. You'll see Mars, which is in Scorpio, and then Venus at the bottom is technically at 27 degrees Aries. Okay. Now, if we go back to the previous slide on the square chart, Scorpio and Aries, they're not in opposition to each other. It's Scorpio and Taurus. But when energies are close on the cusp, then it falls within the mathematical, we call it an orb, meaning it's in proximity. When it falls in proximity by degree, forget the sign, because this thing is really about degree work. But the general consensus or the general understanding is about signs. So Scorpio to Taurus is opposition, but if you got something in early Scorpio, then something that is in late Aries, close to early Taurus, would fall in what we would call an opposition. Okay, this stuff is mathematical. Again, when I showed you the earlier slides of the worshipful master and past master, you're supposed to be able to measure or circumscribe 360 degrees of planetary rotation / wisdom. Okay. All right. So at the top, we see Mars. At the bottom, we see Venus. He was born, you can see the red line next to the double arrow, which says, hey, man, you got Mars, Venus opposition. Mars represents anger. Venus, I'll show you, represents the feminine component of beauty, relationships, and marriage partners. He was born, hear me closely. I think you need to see me when I tell you this one. He's born with this. I'll leave it right here. This is cool. He's born with this. So he's born with the masculine and feminine principle, one aspect of masculine and feminine that is in complete odds with one another. Note that. Okay. Point 2, the moon is in Gemini. Horrible placement for the moon. Horrible placement for the moon. I repeat, horrible placement for the moon. If you look at his moon in Gemini when he was born, you will see 2 red lines going up to the planet Uranus and the planet Pluto. I want to pay attention to the letter P at the top where that red line is at, connecting to the moon. Red line going up to the top to the letter P. Pluto square moon. That's power. That's manipulation. That's strangulation. That's secrets, sexual secrets. It's manipulation. It's power and control and abuse. So power, control, and abuse square his moon. He could be abused, or he can abuse women, or guess what? All of the above. Like, you can do both. I'm not 100%, he can probably say I wasn't 100% innocent. Yeah, I put my hands on her, whatever the case may be. She made me mad, whatever the case may be, right? But the point is, he's born with this energy. So it's really inside of his own being. And what's going to happen is, let's go to the next slide. What's going to happen is, because remember, he's born with the moon in Gemini. What's going to happen is he's going to magnetize, he's going to attract a woman who's a Gemini. So now her sun is in Gemini. But note the double arrow, because the double arrow for left eye is Mars at the bottom in Aquarius is squaring her Venus in Taurus. So she too is born with severe Mars Venus conflict. He was born with it in the opposition. You saw it. She's born with it on a square. Okay. So now this is a problem that she was born with. He's born with the same thing, but it's just on a square. So it's identical. It's a conflict. Okay. So moving on. Looking to the sky on this day, 3/18/67. This is Andre Rison's birthday. We want to pay attention to the planet Venus, because I noticed something. Venus appears to be, as if you can see that, it appears to be, let's just say, right above Cetus, the sea monster's head. You can see it at the tail of the fish of Pisces, or right there in front of Aries, however you want to note it. But I like to note, let's just say it's right above the sea monster's head. This is Venus for Andre Rison. Pay attention to this, because Venus represents beauty in females. If you want to get into a male psychology, or those who like women, go see where the planet Venus is at, and that's going to give you insight on what they're looking for when the feminine, in the feminine gender. Okay. So he got Venus close to Cetus, above the head of the sea monster. And now on 5/27/71, left our birthday, where's Venus at? Venus and Mercury, but Venus is right there just in front of the head of the sea monster. So, in essence, they have the same Venus. Yes, they have the same Venus. And when you have the same Venus, you know what that means, ladies and gentlemen? That means that when you see each other, you're going to think each other are attractive because Venus rules attraction. You're going to think that it is something familiar about this person, especially when Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, and some other planets are involved. There's going to be a familiar feeling there. Okay. So they have the same Venus. The problem is, remember, when I showed you, let me back it up so I can show you. When we go back to Andre Rison, he was born with Mars in Scorpio opposite Venus. Let me back it up because she got Venus in Taurus, right? Remember the square chart? Venus, Taurus. He has Mars in Scorpio. Scorpio, the Taurus, is a problem. So he's born, as I showed, he's born with this internal problem, but he ended up magnetizing a woman that's a Gemini, where the moon was for him, and a woman who has the same Venus as him. Come on, man. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Okay. So let's move on. Let's look at Venus. Love affairs. Okay. If I take me out the picture, marriage. You see that? Okay. So we're just going to deal with love affairs and marriage. All right. Cool beans. That's what Venus represents. So again, he was born with Mars in Scorpio and she got Venus in Taurus. But see, remember, he was born with Venus in Aries close to Taurus in opposition. So now he magnetized a woman that is truly an outer reflection of his own internal psychology. Yes, I'll say that again. He magnetized a woman who is an external outer reflection of his own cosmic inner psychology. Okay. And so now this is potentially a problem because he was born with Mars and Scorpio, which don't like anything in Taurus because that's opposition. Okay. All right. It's going to heat up. So it's going to get really good. All right. Let me come to the chat. Reiki Master Trevor 1, Miss Loving Life. What up? Yeah, man. I'm really crazy. All right. So now let's look into the sky. 3/18/67, Andre Rison's birthday. The moon appears at the horns of Taurus the bull. That's where the moon appears. Y'all see it right next to him. This is on his birthday, bottom right corner. Coco D, what's happening? So right at the bottom corner, you see the date. The moon appears in between the horns of the bull. Okay, let's make it make sense. Well, when Left Eye was born, where's the sun? Right there at the horns of the bull. Here's the problem nobody talks about but me. And I promise you, I ain't saying that to be on some ego stuff. I just haven't heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, if the woman is born with the sun in the position where the man has the moon, that is called a role reversal. Because if we were to pull up zodiac signs or keywords for the planets, rather, the sun is masculine, represents the father, represents life force energy. The moon is the woman, the menstrual cycles, the waters on all of the earth, the waters inside of the body. But it is the woman's sun and the man's moon. Now, this could be okay because they're in the same region of space known as a conjunction. In other words, since he was born first, we would say, Andre, her sun conjuncts your moon. Left eye, Lisa, his moon conjuncts your sun, simply meaning they're in the same vicinity of space. But again, it's a role reversal because it's her cosmic masculine principle and it's his feminine cosmic principle. Okay? This is going to get good when I get to the bonus. Get them likes up, man. Y'all all right? Do I need to let me hold on? Let me see what y'all doing in YouTube because we climbing. We climbing. No. Get them likes up, man. Get them likes up. And give me some sevens in the chat if you with me so far. But everybody who just came in, come on, man. Let's this shit is great. Nobody's showing you this. Okay. So get the likes up for me. It helps the YouTube world. All right. Get the likes up. Put some sevens in the chat if you're all right. Y'all with me? Just Blaze, what up, bro? All right. All right. All right. Now, let's move. So now we're going to come back to Andre's chart. And notice at the bottom, I have a double arrow, but the bottom is Mars in the sky. Now pay attention. You see at the top in green, what do it say? Transits, the 9th of June, 1994. Now that's the date of the actual event, the house burning down. Okay. So in green, on the day of the event, at the bottom arrow is pointing to Mars in the sky in Taurus. But remember, Andre Rison was born with Mars in Scorpio, which means for him, he's going through what? Mars opposite Mars at the time his house is set on fire. Okay. Now, what's going on with Lisa? Well, with left eye, Mars is at the bottom. When she was born, Mars was in Aquarius. Remember, I told y'all earlier, pay attention to Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. I told y'all that. So she was born with Mars in Aquarius, which is Tupac got that. And this is why Andre Rison said after that event, Tupac actually pulled up in the limo and picked left eye up because he was born with Mars in Aquarius. Should have put that in here, but that's a fact. But anyway, Mars in the sky in green, the double arrow is pointing to in Taurus, squares Mars in Aquarius. Yes? Okay, so let's take it here. Start all over. Let's add to it though. Andre Rison was born with Mars in Scorpio. Y'all saw that. Lisa was born with Mars in Aquarius. You saw that. But on the day that the house got burnt down, Mars was in Taurus. You see how this works, ladies and gentlemen? See, they were already born with Mars square Mars. They Mars don't even get along in their chart. To be honest with you, I'm gonna be real with you. This is my main concern in relationships. Mars to Mars and Mars to Sun. Shit, Mars to everything. Right? For real. Because what I'm saying is, if they was born on a Mars square Mars with each other, the energy of fight and war and fire, when Mars in the sky got in a strenuous position, Taurus or Leo, or anywhere in green, Scorpio or Aquarius, when it finds itself in one of these positions, one of four, it's gonna be some shit. And the house gets burned down. Okay? But let's keep building. So now, when Left Eye was born, she had Mercury and Venus right here by the sea monster at the head of Cetus. Yes. Also, the sun appears to be at the horns of the bull. This is her energy. Mars and Venus is right here by the head of the sea monster, and the sun is right here by the horns of the bull. Okay. Now, again, what is Venus? Venus is love affairs. Venus is marriage. Okay. I'm pointing that here because the previous slide, she's born with Venus right here. Okay. This is her cosmic memory bank. Really think of what I'm saying. She's on Earth as a baby. And when she's born, this is where Venus is at, right here. Okay. And Mercury. Mercury actually represents cars and transportation. When she got when he came in, she actually attacked the car and started busting out windows and stuff as well. So I didn't play that part of the video. But Venus is right here. But now on the event, you see it 6994. Where is Mars, ladies and gentlemen? You can't make this shit up. You cannot make it up. See, this is when the planets align for real. So now Mars is in the same spot. And now the house gets burnt down. Because I showed you in the very, very beginning, Mars represents fire and war. So when the planet Mars, that deals with fire, gets in the same spot, which represents relationships, Venus, what you gonna do to your relationship? You're gonna set it on fire. Is this gonna happen every time? No. What are you supposed to do? The positive aspects. What are the positive aspects of Mars? Love making. Let's sweat. Let's go work out. Let's physically go get it. Let's spend time with each other. Something physical. Okay. But when you ain't exhausting that energy the right way, then watch out. It's going to be this. Okay. It's going to be fights. Guaranteed. Because it's all about the expression of energy. It has to get expressed. So when Andre Rison is born, remember, the moon is where? The moon is right here above the head of the bull. Okay. Remember that. That's his cosmic marker. Well, here it all goes down, ladies and gentlemen. So let's explain this very carefully because you just seen it. Andre Rison, where it says Andre Moon, his moon was right there where the sun is in the sky on the day of the event. Notice the day of the event is 6994. So the day of the event, the sun in the sky is in the same vicinity of space where Left-Eye Sun was at, because remember, she's born a couple days, not two. She's born at 5/27. It's only June 9th. So, we got 2 weeks tops, maybe, like that this energy is in the same pocket. But Andre Moon just so happened to be here. But if you notice, on this day, it was a new moon. It wasn't the eclipse that day. It just happened the previous month. But we see the sun and we see the moon. Yes, you can see the moon in front of the sun. But Andre's moon was already here when he was born. So technically, he's having what's called a moon return. And then the day of the event, where Mars is in the sky, that's where Venus and Mercury was when Left-Eye was born. Yes. But we know that Andre and Lisa, Pisces to Gemini, is a square. We know that Andre's Mars, when he was born, is not in a good position to Left-Eye's Venus because it's an opposition. Yes. And we know, so that means where Mars is in the sky right now, where Left-Eye's Venus and Mercury was, that's a problem. But we know what Andre Mars was is opposite this location because he had Mars opposite her Venus. So remember, Andre was going through Mars opposite Mars. So now when Mars gets in this position to represent his female partner, because Venus represents female partners, when Mars gets in this position, it's time to fight. And thus, all these squares and oppositions that y'all have, unbeknownst to you, your ignorance, your ignorance is now about to bring forth the negative manifestation of the Martian ray of light called fire. In this case, arson. Okay. Hold on. Y'all with me? Y'all understand that? Let me know if y'all understand that. Say I understand it. Put it in the chats. Put some sevens in the chat if you understand that. Let me come check on you over here on YouTube. All right. El Boki, would you say my sun is in Taurus and moon in Aries? Had a girlfriend. All right, we good. David Vega, man, what up, man? Where you been at? Give me some sevens in the chat if y'all understand, because we about to go. Y'all cool? All right. Thank you. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's get to it. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I swear to God, I ain't making this up. Andre Rison's nickname is called Bad Moon. I quit. I just want to drop the mic. I quit. I give up. You call this man Bad Moon. Do y'all understand this? That's his nickname. Bad Moon. They call him Bad Moon. But the man was born with the moon in Gemini in his birth chart at the horn of the bull. And then in the sky, well, he meets Left-Eye, who's a Gemini. And then when the moon, coupled with Mars, of course, but when the moon gets back in the same spot where it was when you were born, Bad Moon, and your moon's in Gemini, and the god darn Gemini sets your house on fire? Come on, man. What? Y'all seeing this? What? Man, you can't make this up, man. I promise you can't make this up. All right. But that's how it works. Question is, why did the person deem it necessary to tag him as Bad Moon, and he accepted that? And he really was born with a bad moon. The moon in Gemini is horrible. That's a horrible placement if not careful. Horrible placement. All right. Not a fan of it at all. Moon in Gemini is almost the equivalent of Venus in Aquarius. Almost the equivalent. Two totally different expressions, but when the female energies because both of those are feminine, when they're there, they don't do well there. All right. So check this out though. Remember, she looked at his sneakers or his shoes and said she didn't see a size 4. You heard her? She said, "Oh, he nigga fucking other bitches, nigga disrespecting me, and he ain't bought me no shoes." Pisces, which is Andre Rison, rules the what? This is in the farmer. Y'all know when y'all checking out at the grocery store, the Farmer's Almanac has this inside of there. Yeah. See, the bump with mainstream saying. The farmers know that these bodies, planetary bodies and constellations, has an affinity, a connection to the human body. So Aries is the head, Taurus is the throat, Gemini is the lungs and arms, Cancer is the breast and stomach, right? Leo will be the heart and spine, Virgo is the intestines, Libra is the kidneys, Scorpio is the sexual reproductive organs, Sagittarius is more of the liver, Capricorn is said to be skin and teeth, Sagittarius is also your thighs as far as body parts, your Aquarius is the ankles, and Pisces is the feet, which all of these translate into the 12 bodily systems. Okay. But some signs rule more than one system. No. Okay. But Pisces is the feet. Andre Rison is a Pisces. Shoes got burned. Shoes go on feet. And it's funny because she burned them in the bathtub where water goes, and Pisces is the fish that goes in water. Can't make this up, man. And if I go all the way back to his chart, If I go all the way back, you will see that he was born, and I'm gonna do it just to show you real fast. Where's his chart at? Is this him? This is him. He was born with a grand water trine. Look at that big blue triangle, ladies and gentlemen. Big blue triangle. Y'all see the big blue, not small blue. See that small blue at the top? That's called a kite. You see that? With the red lines coming to the bottom, it looked like it's a kite. But we ain't paying attention to the kite right now. We want to look at this blue equilateral triangle. At the top left, that's Neptune and Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign. Top right, that's Jupiter and Cancer. Cancer is a water sign. Bottom, that is the sun at 27 degrees, Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. So he was born with a grand water trine. Okay? That's what that sacred geometry is for him. Grand water trine. Okay? But as the Pisces, again, shoes, feet, Pisces, water. She started the fire in the tub where the water goes. Like fire don't even go there. Like that's where water goes. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let me give you guys a bonus because we're gonna wrap this thing up and we can go to some Q&A. All right, and then I'll actually share. Let me go get it. If you want to come on camera, you want to kick it with me real fast. You got a question. Let me see something real fast. Bam. Let me get that. And I'll put it there. All right. So you can come on cam, you can cam up and we can have a conversation. So let me give you guys a bonus. Okay. Y'all ready? Give you guys a bonus. All right. So all of this right here is some nerdy ass technical mathematical data. You got to know what you're doing because I'm going to take some of this information and I'm going to quantify it and put it into a language that we can understand. Okay. All right. So I'm still old school with it. All right. Now, what you just saw, let me go back one so I can explain a little bit more. Notice that there go planets going across. That's one person. That's the first person going horizontally, and then vertically is the second person. Now, I always put the woman on a horizontal because horizontal is feminine. Lay down, baby. I got you. The masculine is standing up. It's vertical. Okay? And so for me, I always put the woman in the first position horizontally, the man second, because when I run my grid, that's how I do it. Okay. So for example, when you see sun to sun, both people's sun, there's nothing there. There's no communication. Okay. All right, cool. Now let's just say when you see his sun, so I'm in the vertical column right here, his sun going to her moon, that's a triangle. That's a trine. So that represents positive energy. So that's a positive, right? So all of these things is talking about either it's a positive or a negative from planet to planet. That's all it's talking about, okay? So what I did was I know what represents compatibility. I ain't giving you the actual formula here, but I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in a post format. So we all start at 0, meaning, okay, I've just started at 0. So 0 is just the starting point. Okay. So where it says 0, number 1, the first entry is 0. That's just where it starts at. Okay. But technically there's only 9 things because everybody starts at a 0. I start the grid right there on purpose. So notice at slot number 2 going across, when you go up, it says number 1 is because that interaction of what I'm looking at was a positive. So if it's positive, you go up. So at number 3, it was negative. It went down. Number 4, the next one went down. So now they got a net score of a -1. Because if you go from 0, you start at 0 and then you go positive, well, that's 1. Well, if you go 1 down, well, you're back at 0. If you go down again, you're at -1. So now on the 5th entry, it was positive. That's why it came up to 0. The 6th entry, it was positive again. So it's up to 1. The 7th entry is up to 2. The last 3 entries, 8, 9, and 10, were negative. So then the score goes down to a 1. It flatlines at a 0, which means they neutralize each other out. And now the last thing was a negative. So it ends in a negative situation. How did the relationship end? You see what I'm saying? And so I call this the love pulse, because the energies is going to tell me what the rhythm is going to be. Like, nah. First of all, y'all signs don't even get along. Second of all, there is this is a -1. So this is 4 positives, 5 negatives equals a net score of a -1. But here's the kicker, ladies and gentlemen. It gets even better. So you got to be a nerd to really get into this, because all of that energy that we see on the previous slide right here and here can be isolated into 4 energies. There's only 4 relationship types, and I'm going to show it inside your body. 1, DNA, guanine, adenine, thymine, cytosine. DNA is made up this right here, this 4 base unit. That's what makes DNA. All right. And then it'll tell you that, what is it? AC, the G, what is it? A and G. I'm getting old, boy. If I'm not mistaken, it's A and T. So adenine and thymine are the ones that pair together, while guanine and cytosine pair together. And that's like fire, air, earth, and water. Fire and air pair together, and water and earth pair together. The problem with their main zodiac signs was what? One was water and one was air. Even that was a role reversal, because Pisces is feminine. It's water. It don't mean as a man that all Pisces are feminine. It's not saying that. But within their expression is there, right? Gemini is masculine air sign. So it's a role reversal. When you get into the blood types, there's only 4 types: A, O, B, and AB. When you get inside the chambers of your heart, there's only 4. And when you get into the lobes of your brain, there is only 4. So then when the human beings come to reproduce themselves through 4 DNAs, 4 blood types, 4 chambers in the heart, 4 brains, 4 lobes in the brain, you can only produce husband, wife, son, and daughter. That is it. This is the divine family of 4. Anything else, you're just going to add another son or add another daughter. You're just repeating the process. So 4 is the base unit in this reality. Okay? Y'all with me? So now, energetically, because we can see it biologically, we see it. It's in your DNA, it's in your blood type, it's in your brain, it's in your heart. Okay? Say it again. It's in your DNA, it's in your blood, it's in your heart, it's in your brain. Now, energetically, there can only be 4 relationship types. I'll explain that in a second. Within those 4 types, there's only 2 expressions. Either it's yin or it's yang. Within yin and yang, it's either going to be a positive yin or a negative yin, or a positive yang or a negative yang. Or it can be a mixture. So let me give it to you. Okay? Here go your 4 channels of energy. Let me get myself out of here so you can see this. Yin, because I took some of their energies and I said they got 1 positive and 1 negative in the yin. What is yin? A yin relationship is a very soft, loving relationship, ladies and gentlemen. It meditates together. It prays together. It relates emotionally. This is a very emotional connection here. A mature emotional connection when it's positive yin, or it can be negative. Okay. Now you got yang. Yang is what? Hey man, let's get up, let's go get it. If you got a yang relationship, then let's get up, let's go get this money. Let's exercise, let's go. Go, 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 go. If it's positive, if it's negative, it's going to be a fight. Look at their yang channel. Their yang channel is what? -2. 0 positive, 2 negative equals a net score of a -2. Well, Noble, how do you figure that out? I told you that's a secret sauce, but let me show you something real fast, just to show you. Just to show you. Let me show you something real fast. I want you to look at Mars, the arrow right here, where it says 10, and then go all the way across to her Mars column, which is here. What is that? Mars square Mars. Why? Because he was born with Mars in Scorpio, as I told you, and she was born with Mars in Aquarius. That's a square. Mars to Mars is what? Masculine. Mars is yang, right? Y'all see me? Mars is yang, right? So if Mars is yang and his Mars to her Mars, yang on yang, is negative because it's a square. You see? All right. So I'm going to give you some insight. I told you my job is to take this data and then I put it in positive and negatives. Okay. All right. So let's just say that, all right, well, if that was a negative, then that's one of the ones that dropped. Now, say I did that last, then that would be the -1 because it drops down. So the positives go up, the negatives go down. Okay. Real simple. And thus it'll produce a pattern. All right. Now, so when we get to yin yang, her feminine energy to his masculine energy. Now, in heterosexual relationships, this is very important because the female energy should be in congruency with the masculine and vice versa. His masculine energy should be flowing with her female energy. But with them, it don't. There's only one positive, 2 negatives that'll give it a net score of -1. In the last channel that I put in purple is a role reversal. This is not his yang. This is her yang to his yin. Now, here's a point. What did I show y'all earlier? Because the score here is 2 positive, no negatives. So it's a +2. So when I add all my energies up, remember they had 4 positives, 5 negatives. That's a net score of a -1. So when you just add the first numbers up, we see 1, 0, 1, 2. That's 5. I'm sorry, that's 4. 2, 3, right? So 1, then it's 0 plus another 1 plus 2. That's 4, right? And so then the last column, or not necessarily the last column, the second number behind the hyphen, which is the negative number, it should equal 5. So we see 1, 2, 2, and 0. So then my net score should equal -1. 0 plus -2 is -2. Then we got -1, which is -3 total. Then you got 2 positives. So now that should be a net score of what? -1. So now what I did was I'm able to take, right? We're able to take, where is it at? We're able to take this energy right here and we're able to isolate it in its proper channel. Now, note that since it is, even though they have it, and here's the kicker, they have a negative score overall. But just because you have a negative score doesn't mean one of the channels don't have positive energy. Can I get a mic check on that? One of the channels can, because all the energy is scattered into 4 channels. So every channel may not be a negative. So although they have a net score of a -1, they actually have a channel with no negativity, and it's a role reversal channel. You want to see the example of the role reversal I showed you? Her sun is in the place where his moon was. That could be positive, but that also depends on the temperament of the individual. Now, here's my point with this. Let me bring it to where you can see me. All right. Here's my point. Look at this picture because I said the strongest energy is a role reversal. Usually it's the man that has his shirt open and showing his chest and abs and the pants open. And she is leading him. Like, they look at it. Let's look at the picture. Right? She's initiating the contact with him. She's in the front. He's in the back. She's erect, standing. He's sitting. You understand? So she is the lead energetically, but also in this picture physically. Could have also been physically in their life, meaning I would love to see if she was still here and how that relationship just would have totally played out after the fact, like both of their successes and where she would be. You're dealing with, I don't like this term, and I don't even use this term, but you're dealing with what they would call an alpha female, right? Somebody who's, just an alpha female, a leader in her own right, right? But this is how the energy plays out, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you see it in a nutshell. All right. And I think that's my last slide. Yeah, that's the last slide. All right. So again, this thing, man, it ain't hard, man. It ain't hard. This ain't hard. So anybody want to come on with me? Come on the back end. Come on the back end with me. Come on the back end with me. Kick it with me. You know what I'm saying? You got a question? Come on, man. I dropped it in the chat. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat again, but we can go to some Q&A. And there go the link right there. So you can come on with me if you want to come on, ask a question. We knock this thing out. Hopefully 9:00. We've been on for an hour. We can call it a day. But what y'all think, man? What y'all think? Bad moon. That's why I call it the curse of the bad moon. Right? Again, like if you had this data beforehand, it's like, oh, okay, we already know what kind of relationship this is gonna be. And I think, and here's another thing. If Mercury is the planet of communication, then we can actually take and look at the communication index, right? So let me do this. Let me go back. Let's do this. Let's go here. And let's go to Mercury. Okay. So let's look at her Mercury at the top. Her Mercury to his sun, that's a semi-square. The sun represents your personality. Mercury is how you communicate. So how she communicate to him is going to be perceived as a problem because her Mercury semi-squares his sun. You feel me? Let's look at his Mercury. Since his Mercury probably was in Pisces, it squares her sun in Gemini. Yes, it sesqui squares her moon. You see? And so if you just deal with sun and moon, nothing to Mercury. So Mercury to Mercury's ain't even communicating with each other. So that's a void. So that potentially means y'all ain't on the same path because y'all ain't even got an aspect that connects y'all. It's a void. But when you deal with Mercury to sun, square, Mercury to his sun, semi-square, but his Mercury to her sun, a real square, a 90-degree square. Remember, the sun is an expression of who you are. Mercury is a representation of the mind. So if the mind ain't fucking with the sun, then it's like, yo, I don't like who you are. See, we fall for the illusion of the physical embodiment every single time. We falling for the outer shell. And that's cool because that has to be appealing, but you have to know the inner workings. And the astro game is going to give you a direct reflection of the inner psychology of the person and how your energy match up. The only thing that can possibly superride this is the level of maturity of the individuals involved, because a square is absolutely necessary to build things in this 3D, 4D. I'll call it 4D because I understand a square, that structure. I always say it. A square is a wall, two walls that come together. I guarantee you one is going to be running east and west, and the other one's going to be running north and south. And that's where they meet in the corner. Without a square, you're not going to build no physical rooms. You're not going to build a physical house unless it's a 360-degree dome. Okay. But when you start building rooms, you need that square. Okay. And so it's necessary for physicality. Hence, the Mason is taught all of these things about building physical temples. Give me a trowel and put cement on it. Give me, a 24-inch gauge to be able to measure my time and measure some work and stuff. You have all these working tools that they branded off of physical masonry, but it's also talking about a spiritual masonry. Okay. The erection of the temple of man within you and woman within you in relation to the male female aspects of the cosmos. That's what it's talking about. Okay. Can't make perfect circles by hand. No, you cannot. It's hard to do. You need you what's that thing called? You need a compass, man. Right. All right. Any questions? We good? How y'all enjoy today's show? Let me know, man. What y'all think about it? Let me come over here to YouTube, see what's going on. Mike P, appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody want to come on? Hit the link. You can come on real fast. Let me know what y'all think about tonight's presentation. Purple Star Goddess. You can always go back and hit that rewind. Yeah. Yep. Made sense to you? Cool. Like I said, y'all, this stuff ain't hard. But in fact, that's what I'm progressing the Patreon to, is like, okay, how you get to this right here and you able to, you know what I mean, put it together. Bam, 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 bam. You know what I'm saying? And it's only $15. All right. It's only $15 for my official stargazers. Join the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Join that. And that's how you get access to some quick little homework assignments, but and some personal one-on-one interactions when it comes to this particular science, though. Seriously. This stuff it'll save your life. It's just a time to and a time not to. And, it's to know. See, anytime you funking, if you're in a negative relationship, man, you can time it perfectly with the arrival of Mars. You can time it. You can time it perfectly. But the real key is to get ahead of it. And remember, this stuff is about, how do you neutralize a negative? You introduce a positive. And so if the potential timeline says this is a negative void, then you need to be putting positive actions of activity within this negative void of space, so you can neutralize the influence that's trying to come down into the earth. Right? And so what's happening is these planets are spinning around us. These planets are said to have their own electromagnetism, right? Just like the sun rays and the gravitational pull of the moon. There's an energy that's there. The mere fact that you can see Mars, you can see all these planets up to Saturn, you can see them with the naked eye, that's light bouncing off the sun into your eye, which is traveling to the occipital lobe in your brain. I don't care what you think it is. You may think it's a star. But the sunlight in of itself don't require you to look at it to be able to penetrate into your reality. Neither does the gravitational pull of the moon. Neither does the planetary lights that we see that appear as stars. It don't care if we know it's there or not. But this energy is permeating through our field. And now when you get all tangled up and the planet aligns perfectly, get ready. But the same is true when you do lottery. The same is true on the good vibes. You see what I'm saying? And so the question is, okay, what is the timeline? And that's what we're doing over here in the Patreon. All right. What's the timeline? All right. So this was awesome. You can always know who really ready for knowing, really ready for you knowing it. Yes, absolutely. You have to know it. You have to know it. All right. What was that there? All right, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Oh shoot, I may got Mike P up on here. Oh shit.
Oh shit.
What's up,
What's
bro?
good? Yo, what it do, man? Peace.
Man, what's good, man? I have to put my headphones on, man. What's going on
Yeah,
with you?
I don't know how my audio sounds. Sometimes this shit come through mad loud.
No, you good, man. You good. What you in the art lab over there?
What it do, man? Let me turn your shit down. Hold on. We got this shit in the background. What'd you say, bro?
Yes, sir. What you in the lab over there?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Almost always, man. If I ain't working elsewhere, I'm working in the lab. You already know.
Yeah. I see you.
Yo, man, I
I see your
appreciate.
abstract on the ceiling. But now go ahead.
Yo, I appreciate your bill, bro. As always, man. Bringing insight to the unseen. You know what I mean? I appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
So, yo,
Appreciate
quick
you as well.
question.
Mhm.
To continue building on this Lisa Left-Eye thing. So, like, in her chart, do you see any indicators of like that consciousness that was within her that like led her to Dr. Sabi
That
and
Sabi thing. Yeah. So let's look at that, y'all. Yeah, let's look at that in real time. So let me see this. Let me see. You stay right there. Let's bring her all the way back up. Let me see. Who was this here? That was him, the moon and Jimmy. Uh-oh. All right, this is her right here, right? Give me a second. Hold on. Let me just try to blow it up. All right. So he's asking about her inner journey. And the one thing I'm going to say that immediately, right, that immediately stands is look at her sun. And her sun is in direct opposition to Neptune and Jupiter at the same degree in Sagittarius, right? So the Neptune sun opposition, this is funny because Jew got that too. The Neptune sun opposition is going to do two things, and sometimes both of these energies can play out. One, you're going to be one lying, crooked ass person. Two, which could be an and or, because you can have a conversion, you're going to have some type of spiritual epiphany, because the opposition is standing in front of you that's saying, hey, where you going? Where you going? Or I want you to see me. So if Lisa is the sun, because she's a Gemini, we mostly express ourselves through our zodiac sign. The way she will see reality is leaving the sun and going straight ahead. That's how we see reality. It's based off where the sun is. And so when we see reality that way, the very first thing looking at her is Jupiter and Neptune. What is Jupiter? Expansion of consciousness and travel the world. Philosophies, right? Philosophies is Jupiter, right? And then
big
Neptune,
thinking.
right? Big thinking. And then Neptune is spirituality, meditation. So what did she do? She traveled outside the country, which is Jupiter. Also, since Jupiter rules Sagittarius, she has Jupiter in Sagittarius, so it's at home, which means this energy is heightened. Plus, in my opinion, Neptune is exalted here in Sagittarius because it represents spirituality and mysticism, and Sagittarius represents philosophies that should teach you about this stuff. So to me, in my book, and I got a good one, in my book, this one is exalted here. And so for these two to be together, the planet of spirituality, the planet of expansion of consciousness and out of the country in its sign that it loves to be in, Sagittarius, she would travel abroad outside the country, and then she would start to learn and disseminate information. So I'm going to give it to her Jupiter Neptune conjunction in direct opposition to her sun for sure.
Word.
For
So
sure.
that's where you see that the catalyst for her to feel that way, that energy to express itself here. It's through the Jupiter and the Neptune imagination. It's like big dreams, almost like that are inevitably gonna crash. Like
Right.
it's almost like too big of a dreamer.
Right. Could be. Absolutely. Could be too big.
Like she was like, no, we doing more. Now we're doing more.
Yeah.
I bet you Chili and them were like, nah, chill. Now we're doing more.
Yeah.
Not enough. Y'all ain't right.
Yeah, her energy's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Crazy in a good way. You know what I mean? I mean, and shit, even look at that. Look, she was born with Mars square Mercury, which is an accident. A key word for Mars is accident. Mercury represents travel. So she's accident prone on her chart. You see what I'm saying? And so we can actually go pull up the death day of the accident and actually see. So hold on, let's see.
Do that because what was like? Isn't there like a video too of her? Like I think I recall.
Yeah, man, bro.
She was like, "Death's chasing me" and all that. Like,
yeah, man. She was making like this documentary joint. She was April 25th. Gee whiz, we right in the pocket, bro. It was April 25th in 2 days. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it ain't like I knew this, like, oh yeah, she died. Let me 2 days, in 2 days, this is her anniversary. Let me go make this. I'll say it when I do it, but I just decided to do it. So,
no, you do that all the time. Like when you do it, you're honest about it. You'll be like, yo, this shit's coming up. This is the date. But that's a wild synchronicity right there, right?
Yeah, I know, man. It's that, but that's her coming through.
That's wild.
I'm about to go pull her up real fast. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to go.
I'll tell you, man, growing up, I remember when No Scrubs came out. Everybody in my neighborhood, like especially the girls, like, everybody followed a woman. So the cool girls and shit loved it. And everybody was like, no, I don't want. And I remember her verse was way more fire to me than the rest of the song. You know what I mean? Like she was like, and then the music video, she on that futuristic ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that energy that she always had, man. I mean, the one, at least through what I experienced.
Oh my God. Wow. Yeah, I'm with you. Watch this, Mike P. Hold on. Let me share I gotta go to a screen share now. So it's not going to be from this, y'all. So hold on, let me see something real fast. Let me go to screen share.
25th. Wow.
And let me do this. Bingo. All right. Now look at this. The transit date you see in red says April 25th, 2002, right?
Yeah.
Where's the planet Mars, ladies and gentlemen, in the sky in green? You see that?
Up there.
You see that? So in other words, watch this. We do it this way. So Mars is dead on her sun. So let's do this, y'all. In real time, let's go to Stellarium.
On the sun. Oh,
dead
shit.
On it. Dead on it, right?
I knew it was top right, and I'm looking over there. I'm like, where is it over there?
Right. So
I got the last
right. So dead on it, right? So watch this. So if we go to, let's just say we go to, where's she at here? We got to get to 527.71.
71, huh?
Yeah.
71. That's like, she came in right after, like, America claiming they went to the moon and all that, right? So it's like she's coming in right when like the world's asking for big moves as well, like in my quick analysis.
All right. So the sun, y'all, we saw earlier, the sun appeared to be right at the head of the bull when she was born. Now what we gonna do, right, in real time, we're gonna go to her death day, which is going to be in 02, April 25th.
02. I can't believe it was that long ago. Wow.
So April 25th, 02. right? And now what we want to go do is we want to go find the planet Mars. Where's
Right.
Mars at?
Wow. See,
So when we zoom into Mars, ladies and gentlemen, bam, that's where it was when she got into her accident and died.
are you trying to show a different screen? Because we still got the chart here. I don't know if
Y'all still got the chart?
yeah.
Let me see. What
Because I
about
felt like I heard you, and I'm like, oh, he thinks we're yeah, there we go.
all right? So you see Mars now, right?
Of course.
So you see the Astro program.
Yep.
All right, cool. So Mars is right here when she died. But I showed y'all earlier from the slide that this is where the sun was at when she was born. So this is why when you go to the chart right here, you see Mars is on top of the sun.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Bro.
And so y'all just saw that in real time, literally real time. You know what I'm saying? This is why I preach that. Hold on, let me come over here to StreamYard. This is why I preach y'all that Mars is a dangerous fucking planet, man. It is. That shit, when that shit gets right, like it's like, oh no, okay.
It's war.
Now,
It's
exactly.
war.
You see what I'm saying? Now, here she is. She was born with Mars square Mercury. She was born with this. Now, when that nigga up on your sun that represents who your being is, that's you. Now you driving the car, and I seen that video. It seemed like the car was actually accelerating faster without her pressing on the gas. It's weird. It's very
It
weird.
was a weird energy on that.
You know,
like it felt like it felt like it was moving quicker. Like she was almost in her mind going, "Yo, time's off right now."
Yeah, it's crazy. And the little boy that she ran over, his name was Lopez. His last name was Lopez, and her last name is Lopez.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the little boy she ran over and killed.
You
know what I'm saying? His name was Lopez. And you know, like, and she was on her spiritual thing with that. Like, man, listen, you know what I'm saying?
I love like, dude, I'm sure you know the video, right? She's sitting there, she was showing people like the well.
Yeah.
She was on Savi's compound. Right? Like for me, when I got into consciousness, like a lot more diving in and just like understanding this world that we living in, I remember coming across that and being like, that's why I resonated with her more than like, not just because of the way she rapped or did her thing, but it was like she had that consciousness and like you could see it in her eyes, bro. She was one of them lights, you know what I mean?
Right. Love and Loyalty said her assistant accidentally killed the little boy, not Lisa. Right, absolutely. You know, I'm just saying, even her being in the car, or even it happening to, you know, someone in her group, in the name mirrors. You know what I'm saying? The name mirrors her. You know what I'm saying? Where she ended up paying for the funeral. It is her. You see what I'm saying? Because they're there for her. And the name matches her, so it's her. You see what I'm saying,
man?
And so you know the energy is what you call
that's the mirror. That's the sympathetic resonance. You know what I mean? That's that's the resonance. That's the you can't pretend like she wasn't one. Like I felt like she was more anti the people that were trying to enslave them than Chili and T-Boz were. Respects to them and much love to them, you know, no shade. It's like, but in reality, it felt like she was on some little more revolutionary tip while they were getting, you know, fucked, like for real. You know what I mean?
Mars and Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? That the Mars and Aquarius aspect, you can always feel that fight in a sense. You know what I'm saying? We'll make perfect sense again.
Exactly.
Would make perfect sense why Tupac would appear in the picture because he got Mars and Aquarius too. You know what I mean?
And Gemini energy once again.
No way. You lying to me, Love and Loyalty. You better stop lying to me. Andre Rison ain't married no woman named Lisa Lopez years later. You lying.
No, he fucking didn't.
Ain't no way in hell. You about to make
Excuse my language.
Ain't no way. Andre Rison.
Nah.
Married. Who he married?
Are you Googling that right now?
Man, stop playing. I
Don't make
am,
me
man.
Google.
I
Don't make me hit
swear
the
to
Google.
God, they said he married a chick in 2012 named Lisa Lopez. I quit. I'm done. I'm the fuck done.
I don't even know what it means. Like
Oh,
the parallel
stop
universe messing with us now.
playing. Man, are you crazy? Oh man, I quit, man. I saw it.
Yo, I wanted to tap in and ask that question on Pooh. Yo, let's keep building, man. You know we appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate you too, bro.
You already know. One love, man.
Man, peace, bro.
Peace.
Yo, that is crazy. I saw it. I did see it. Man. See? That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Thank you for that. That's insane. Wow. See, he gotta know that deep down, this is the one he do the right thing with, far as his own, his own behavior patterns. This is the one he do the right thing with, man. So that is wild. That is wild. That is wild. How you even attract that? You be like, oh yeah, you look good, girl. So what's your name? Yeah, my name Lisa. For real, what's your last name? Lopez. I know. He's like, let me see your ID. You lying? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the coincidence of that stuff, man. Beautiful. He got a lesson to learn. Hopefully, he know what to do. And so, and that's the beauty of it too, to a degree, right? All of our bullshit relationships are beautiful learning lessons and stepping stones. You know what I'm saying? Um, so you know what not to do. You know what I mean? In a sense, And so the key is to make sure that you don't have any unresolved issues, especially when it comes to anger. Because if you haven't worked that out, then the corresponding planet called Mars, who governs anger, aligns itself. And for the way I'm going to explain it so we can visualize it better, when it aligns itself, that planetary wave intermingles inside of our body. And then we wake up and we start to think about certain things, or we have an experience with certain people coming in our reality. The situation gets heightened to mirror that particular planetary ray. And thus the event has to play out. So all this dude Mars is doing is going around the cosmos and he's taking good ass notes. It's kind of like let me see how you respond. Got you. Negative. Ooh, got another negative in space. Let me keep moving. Ooh, got you here. Negative. Ooh, negative. So now we got spatial markers in space that's negative and positive. You see what I'm saying? You was born with them, as you saw in the chart. But my point is, when you have an experience, that energy that's being recorded. That's being recorded and whatnot. So it's our job, and this is what alchemy come in. It's our job to be on our square 24/7. 24/7, man. This is you only sleep when you sleep. Through your waking moment, you got to know that, hey, at all times, I am trying to be self-law, am master. Okay, that's what you're trying to master itself. Okay. What? Wait a minute. You saying they were engaged in 01? All right. So she passed the same year that Left-Eye passed? Oh, you saying, okay, I'm thinking you talking about the new Lisa. All right. So, all right. So they were engaged in 01 and she called the wedding off. Okay. Then she passed the next year. Got you. All right. Noble, can you put the marriage date in the astro data? September 2, 2012 is when he got married. September 2, 2012. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see something real fast. So September 2, 2012. What I'm gonna do is let me go to his chart. Bam. Do that. Then I want to go to chart selection. September to 12. So that yo, universe got jokes like I'm all right, so let me share my screen with you guys. All right. So as you can see, the transits say September 2nd, 2012. So in green, here go the planets. Look, Mars is in the same place it was when he was born. So he's having a Mars return. Venus on Jupiter, I like it a lot. Jupiter on Moon, like it a lot. Right? Venus and Jupiter, that's $1 billion alignment. That's time that you play the lottery. Jupiter is on his moon, so now the planet of good luck of in expansion and protection is in the place where Left Eye was. And look, his moon. Oh, he had an astrologer do this. You ain't gonna tell me he picked this shit by himself. The moon is dead on the sun that day. So the moon is in perfect alignment. The male female energy is there. Jupiter's there. Venus is there. Mars is there. You couldn't even really get that. That's a good wedding day. That's a good wedding day. I don't know what her energy is though, but that's pretty good. As far as transits go, that's the bomb. Look at that, man. The moon on his sun. Like that's the subconscious and the conscious mind aligning. You know what I'm saying? You really Mars return, like you can't get no better. You know, for real, for real. That was pretty dope. The planet of marriage, Venus and green, in the same place with Jupiter, which represents the abundance and the growth. So this should be an abundant wedding. It should grow. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it should be about. As long as you tend in the garden, man, you got to work it. Just because you got the best environment, you know what I mean? You can't stop working it. You know what I mean? You got to work it. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So I have Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Pisces. What does that mean for me? Mars, Venus, and Mercury. Just extra Piscean. You know, depends what house is in to show you how you really can activate it. But you know, the Pisces frequency is all about spirituality, mysticism, music, poetry, being of service, hospitals, asylums. So it's a very high spiritual sign. To have those planets there like that, like you know, you definitely need something that's gonna complement you on the water and the earth side. And so it really kind of depends on everything though. I gotta see the whole picture and whatnot. But your nature is the key. Yep. Depends on some compliments. You need some great compliments with that. You know what I'm saying? Like Pisces. I like the Pisces and Taurus combination. I like those. Pisces from the other side of it would be Capricorn, but I like the Taurus frequency better. Balance it out with some of that good old Earth. Yep. Anybody? Anything else? Man, somebody was on my ring. Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Leo. So Mars, Sun, and Mercury and Leo. So here's the kicker too. If y'all got Mars combinations somewhere, Mars, especially if it's close to Mercury, then you got to know that square chart. You got to know that chart. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta go back and pause it. It's in the Patreon. It's one of the first things I put back there so you can know that. So if you got it in Leo, like Mars is about to go into Leo sometime in May, like May 21st. Yeah, May 21st, Mars goes into Leo. So now that means Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. Hey, cold red for us. You know what I'm saying? So all that energy in Leo, man, you know how Leo is. Leo is the boss. Leo is the supervisor. Leo is I show up when I show up, all eyes on me. Leo is luxury. I think Venus in Leo is an exaltation. I really like that especially amongst women. But Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Leo, it's just all Leo boss energy. Think like a Leo, talk like a Leo. The self is Leo. You know what I mean? It's boss up. Like I think it would be impossible for you had not to have been a supervisor or a team leader, some type of position of leadership in corporate, especially if the energy is more at the top of the chart, specifically the 10th house. Absolutely could represent big ego, could be a lover of children, super duper creativity. Leo to me is the God factor. You know what I'm saying? Because it's energy. See, the key word for Leo is the sun. I mean, the key word for Leo is creativity. So how do you stifle like creativity? That's a lot of stuff that can fall under that. So Leo is the God factor. Plus, his energy is ruled by the sun. That's why I said sun. His energy is ruled by the sun. The thing that gives us life is Leo governs that energy. So Leo, in all due respect, is one of the chief gods in this zodiacal thing. There's 12 gods, as they styled. You know what I'm saying? And Leo is like the Lion King in a sense. But in this age, Leo, you are in the West. You will govern the western portion of the sky of relationships. Aquarius is in the East. We shall govern the directive and give people the direction of what every single thing is supposed to be within this function, and you guys are to carry it out. Taurus will be in the north. No sun is there. So the financial aspect of humanity will remain hidden, and you will have to figure it out. Scorpio will be in the south when the sun is at its highest peak, at its beauty, as we call it. Thus, all things scorpionic, sex, shall be in the public, but also a learning of joint finances and accounts and other people's money. So investments is something that'll come out to the forefront. Everybody take their respective station if you know how to figure that out, and you know what it is. We're gonna set up a celestial. I'm moving my green screen, Sean. We're gonna set up a celestial lodge. You know what I'm saying? Let's set up a celestial lodge. You know. So we cool? We cooling? We good? Let me come over here to YouTube before I shut it down. Purple star goddess. Yeah, for real, we can set up a celestial lodge. You know what I'm saying? And really get jiggy with it. You know. Man, I'm telling you, man, these cats, man, in masonry, they don't know what they got. They just don't know. They have no idea, boy. They have no idea. All right, man. I'm gonna get out of here, man. Click the thumbs up button for me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. All right. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification buttons, man. We got 2 podcasts called Cosmic Conversations and Spiritual Politics. I'm actually about to release something on spiritual politics tomorrow, some audio stuff, but also on YouTube, Spiritual Politics, right here on YouTube, Spiritual Politics. I'm about to put up a new video, so go check that channel out. All right. And if you want to catch me, man, you can email me, comment below. We will see it. And if you want to join that Patreon, man, do that, man. You should do that so you can get this good information and help people with it. Help yourself with it, and then help people. All right. Is the key. Okay. All right, man. So I'm out of here. Thank you, guys and ladies, for your time. I will see you on the next video. All right. Peace.